Hi, River Road. I have a challenge for you today. It begins with reading you a book and telling you a story, and then connects with the work that you've been doing with this book right here, Seven Blind Mice. So, whenever I was a little girl, my mom got us a subscription to Parents Magazine Press, and each month in the mailbox there would be a book for me. And I remember climbing up the little lattice where the mailbox was stored and getting the magazine or the book that was in there. And one day, this one came. And still today, the picture creeps me out. And as my mom was using this with my niece in one of her lessons, I realized that I really didn't understand what this whole book was about. I had missed the whole point. So I want to read this book with you today, and I want you to keep something in mind. In the story, there is a baron. I think that's his name. He's a ruler of the area. Yeah, he's a baron. Now, I want you to think about, as I'm reading this, how is the baron like the first 6 mice that explore the elephant? 7 at one blow. It all began with a pot of jam. Pipkin the tailor was sewing a suit. It was a fine June day. Jam, said Pipkin, sticking his needle into the cloth. Bread and jam for a summer lunch. He went into the kitchen. He spread a slice of bread and began to eat. Then, in through the window came the flies, drawn by the sweet smell of the jam. One landed on his nose. He swatted at it. Another tickled the top of its head. Slap! He killed it. But more flies were buzzing about him, trying for the taste of his jam. The little tailor picked up a piece of cloth. He waited until a number of flies had settled on the table. Then with one smack of the cloth, he squashed them. 7! He cried. 7 at one blow. Nobody in the village has ever done such a deed. He was so pleased with himself that he got out some leather and some red and yellow cloth. He stitched, he sewed, and when he was done, he had a belt on which the words 7 at one blow. This place is too small for a bold man like me, he said. I must leave it and go in search of my fortune. He began to pack. He didn't have much. He packed his scissors and some socks, 2 handkerchiefs, and a tape measure. He put a piece of cheese in one pocket, and in the other pocket he put his canary, because the cage was too big to carry. Then he shut the door behind him and started off into the world to find his fortune. After a long time, he came to the land of Baron Battlesmere. And in this picture, you can see how he's written on his belt, or sewn, 7 at one blow. You're about to meet the Baron. When he walked into the town, people stared and pointed at his belt. Soon, the Baron himself came riding down to meet Pipkin. Greetings, said the Baron. You're just the man I'm looking for. I am? How nice. 7 at one blow, said the Baron. Splendid! A great reward is waiting for you. It is? Said Pipkin. And all you have to do is one little deed, even smaller than killing 7 at one blow. In the forest there is a giant who is pulling up all our trees and using them for firewood. Go and get rid of him, and the reward is yours. But... Good, said the Baron. He agrees. Hurrah! Shouted the people. They rushed forward, picked up Pipkin, and carried him on their shoulders out of the town, up the hill, to the edge of the forest, and there they left him. So, I'm wondering, do you have an idea? How are you thinking that the first 6 mice are similar to the Baron in this story?